Sparks were flying tonight at the first presidential debate of the 2024 election cycle. 8 Republican candidates sparring with each other, each hoping to gain ground on the GOP frontrunner who wasn't on stage. But former President Trump's shadow was still looming. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Milwaukee. Rachel?
The first debate is considered the unofficial kickoff to the Republican primary, and these candidates came out swinging. Not on this stage tonight, the front runner in this race, former President Donald Trump. But this was hardly a debate about the former president. In fact, it took roughly an hour for the moderators to even turn to the former president and the multiple investigations that he is facing. This was really a debate over policy, over substance. And while Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was bracing for an onslaught of attacks, he was center stage. He was not the center of the attacks. In fact, it was the candidate right next to him, Vivek Ramaswamy, the 38-year-old entrepreneur that has risen to the polls in the last several weeks. Well, he was sparring with candidates on everything from foreign policy to domestic policy. In the end, with such a crowded debate stage, you still had very many candidates that still struggled to break through here. And Trump's hold on the party still very clear with a 40-point lead in most polls. Juju.
Rachel, thank you. So which candidates threw punches and what issues did they tackle?
It was a night of pointed attacks in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a critical swing state, in a fiery debate hosted by the Fox News channel as the 2024 presidential race heats up.
Now is not the time for on-the-job training. We don't need to bring in a rookie. We don't need to bring in people without experience.
The real choice we face in this primary is this. Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth?
As the 8 Republican presidential candidates who made the cut took the debate stage for the first time.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here.
This is exactly why Margaret Thatcher said, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.
The candidates sparring over hot-button issues like climate change.
The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax.
First of all, yes, is climate change real? Yes, it is. But if you want to go and really change the environment, then we need to start telling China and India that they have to lower their emissions. That's where our problem is.
And abortion.
We must have a president of the United States who will advocate and fight for, at the minimum, a 15-week limit. I am 100% pro-life conservative.
Let's treat this like a respectful issue that it is and humanize the situation and stop demonizing the situation.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum saying he would not support a federal abortion ban.
And the reason why we shouldn't is very simple. It's the 10th Amendment in the Constitution. In the Constitution, which the states created the federal government, not the other way around.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis attacking the current president.
We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline. And it starts with understanding we must reverse Bidenomics so that middle-class families have a chance to succeed again.
And 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy earning the spotlight at center stage based on polling.
My parents came to this country with no money 40 years ago. I have gone on to found multi-billion-dollar companies. I did it while marrying my wife, Apurva, raising our 2 sons, following our faith in God. That is the American dream.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott also saying he, too, represents the American dream.
I came to the conclusion that America can do for anyone what she's done for me if we focus on restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting America.
But one of the most theatrical moments was addressing the candidate who wasn't even there, former President Donald Trump.
We are going to take a brief moment and talk about the elephant not in the room. You all signed a pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee. If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who once prepped Trump for debates, now pitching himself as the candidate most willing to take on the former president, who's mired in legal troubles.
Someone's got to stop normalizing this conduct, okay? Now whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong, the conduct is beneath
the office of President of the United States.
Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson agreeing.
And over a year ago, I said that Donald Trump was morally disqualified from being president again as a result of what happened on January 6th.
Veteran politician, former governor, and former UN ambassador in the Trump administration, Nikki Haley, going on the attack against her former boss.
Trump is the most disliked politician in America. We can't win a general election that way.
On stage, a candidate who was once one of Trump's greatest allies, also separating himself, his former vice president, Mike Pence.
The American people deserve to know that the president asked me in his request that I reject or return votes unilaterally, power that no vice president in American history had ever exercised or taken. He asked me to put him over the Constitution. And I chose the Constitution, and I always will.
Rather than taking the stage in Milwaukee, Trump counter-programming in a pre-recorded interview with Tucker Carlson, released just minutes before the debate began. It appeared on X, formerly known as Twitter.
And I'm saying, do I sit there for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it's going to be, and get harassed by people that shouldn't even be running for president?
He is the front runner. He doesn't need to sit through all these attacks. But more importantly, he's been getting plenty of attention. The 4 indictments, the surrendering himself to various jurisdictions. He has blanketed airwaves this summer.
In less than 24 hours, the former president is set to surrender himself to the Fulton County Jail in Georgia for the 4th indictment. In total, he faces 91 charges, maintaining his innocence on all counts. Today, his lawyer and longtime friend Rudy Giuliani, the man once known as America's mayor, now indicted as an alleged co-conspirator, surrendering himself and released on $150,000 bond.
This indictment is a travesty. It's an attack on not just me, not just President Trump, not just the people in this indictment, some of whom I don't even know. This is an attack on the American people. If this could happen to me, who is probably the most prolific prosecutor, maybe in American history, and the most effective mayor for sure, it can happen to you.
With 14 months to go until the election, the political calendar is filling up. But so too are Trump's court dates, with at least 6 trials set to take place in the next year. It could be anybody's race.
Next November is a long way away, and there are a lot of known unknowns, as we say, about what could happen between now and then. And of course, there's all the things we don't know about whether any of these candidates will actually find momentum with GOP primary voters against Donald Trump between now and Iowa.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.